Hello, and welcome back to another episode of This is Rico, trying to heal my inner child. Um, I got off topic with a couple of videos, but I wanted to get back to the early teen years. And I think at this time, I'm looking at when I was 15, 16, maybe 17, like before high school, right before high school. But yeah, about when I was 15, I was hanging out with my older brother a lot and my younger brother. We used to go to my older brother's on the weekends and smoke and drink and do whatever we wanted, so we could get away from our parents. Um, it was an escape. It wasn't a healthy escape because I was 15 years old and I was already smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, drinking beer regularly. Um, and yeah, we did that. That's all we did. We'd go to my brother's, we'd hang out, and we would just smoke and drink, and that was it. And that time of my life was when mischief was totally fun. Lots of mischief. A bunch of us would get all stoned and then go to the mall and just walk around. We wouldn't buy anything. We wouldn't bother anybody. We just walk around like zombies who probably smelled like ashtrays. And yeah, I loved Aladdin's Castle. I know you guys, some of you remember Aladdin's Castle, going in there. My mom would want to go shopping and she'd give me and my brother $5 each and say, I'll be back. And we'd stay there in the entire time and play video games. Back then, I found out that you're not allowed to ride a bicycle on I 65. I didn't know that at the time, but a friend and I, we were like, hey, we want to go here. Let's go. This is the fastest way. And we got busted. But they let us go. They just told us, don't do it again. And one of the things I really remember about loving at Pierce Junior High was the planetarium. The planetarium was awesome. I loved it in there. Every time we got to go in there, even after I was out of school, and if they had some event and I could go, I would try to go. I love that place. But I'm 15, 16 now, I'm learning to drive, but I'm still kind of in arrested development, I guess, because I still liked the toys and the cartoons, which there's nothing wrong with any of that, but already I'm seeing that I'm kind of stuck in being a child because I had it taken away from me. But this was when I was really starting to pay attention to music and listening to different bands. I wasn't just listening what was played on the radio. I was seeking it out. I was going to stores. I had Hegwish Records right down the street from me. So I could go in there, look around all day, pick something because of the album cover, take it home, and I found some of the best music that way. Also getting magazines like Kerrang from the UK. They seem to really like cool music there, so we would I would pick that up a lot and get some suggestions. And yeah, I just sought music as much as I could. I wanted to hear as many styles as I could. Wanted to learn about as many artists as I could. I wanted to hear and absorb all of it. It was my lifeblood. It was all I had. And I really tried to make something of it. And having Hegwish right down the road was really nice. I know a lot of you might know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to take a quick break and I will be back in just a second and continue on with the early teen years on This is Rico, trying to heal my inner child. All right, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the new titles and the new music and the new transitions. Just using a different video maker, and it's working pretty well so far. Except I do notice that sometimes it's a little laggy in the video when it records me, so I have to figure that out. But aside from that, everything, excuse me, everything else is going pretty well. So I will continue on with This is Rico, trying to heal my inner child. Getting back to my teen years, just thinking about the end of the junior high years when I was maybe 16. Like I said, I was starting to drive. Um, I got a car that was a hand me down from my sisters, but I didn't mind because it was a car. It was a 1973 Gremlin, and it was a tank. Man, that thing took me everywhere. That car was that car was really cool. I loved that car. Both my sister and I put that car in ditches at two different times, and it survived. It was a tough little car. But being in school, I was, looking back on school dances and stuff like that. I did not like the dances at all. They were just, it was like being at school. I would see all the groups of friends, and then I would just wander around by myself, and it was the same thing. So I think I went to like two school dances in my entire life, and one of them was prom. But I think that was why I really, really sunk into the music and really absorbed myself into that, because that was like all I had. So I had my drums, I had my music. It was always there for me. It was always there when I needed it. When I was younger, and I forgot to mention this, we used to have this big boombox. So we had a stack of records. The boombox had a recorder on it and a microphone. I had a plug-in microphone for it, and I would just record the 45s, and then I would pretend to be a DJ between the songs and, you know, do the whole spiel, and then I would listen back to it later. I think the one thing that discouraged me is when I heard my voice back in recordings. I sounded like this to myself. I sounded really bad. I hear those recordings on, I don't know, they just did not sound like me. It sounded like somebody else. But, MTV, rest in peace. MTV was a huge influence. We had it on all the time whenever we could. I was watching music videos whenever I could, all the time. And, 80s music was new. It was inventive. It was raw. It was fresh. It was quite exciting, to say the least. I just loved all of it. All of it. Music videos, all of it. Everything. Weird Al Yankovic is one of my biggest influences of all time. Took him, I mean, sorry, I took my boys to their first two concerts, and that was Weird Al, two times. And I loved it. The first time we went, they were 10. And then I think we went when they were 13. And it's a great time. It really is. So let's see what time we got here. 3:30. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick little break, and I will be back. We will conclude this video, and I thank you for watching, and I will be back in just a second. All right, welcome back. I just want to conclude this video and look back at this transitional time in my life, going from being a kid to being an adult, I guess. Uh, I didn't feel like an adult, but I had to do adult stuff and had to kind of act like it because I was around adults, and that's what they did. But I will reflect back on some other issues, not issues, but just remember during those times my younger brother and I were going to a bunch of parties with like friends, and one time in particular, I remember we're in the house. The house is full of people. All of us are, same age, a little bit older, younger, whatever. And I just happened to look out the window and I saw the cops coming down the street with their lights on. And I don't know why I didn't tell everyone. I just grabbed my brother and I grabbed his friend. I said, let's go. And we ran out the back door and we hid in a ditch until the cops came and everybody left. And then the cops left and we waited and we walked back from there. It was a funny time, but honestly, I don't know why I didn't just warn everyone. We could have just all got out of there, but for some reason, just the three of us ran out the back. And during this time, I started to feel a little more confident. I think I started working out a little bit. Like I was just kind of tired of. I was kind of a pudgy kid, and I wanted to shed some of that. I wanted to shed some of that baby fat, so I started like lifting some weights in the basement and lifting just whenever I could. Tried to go outside as much as I could and try to exercise as much as I could, ride my bike as much as I could. Just try to be a little more fit, a little more active. Because I was kind of a chub kid, but by the time I would get into high school, I would be feeling much better about who I was and how I looked. And I know how you look isn't that important, but at the time, for a 17-year-old, it is. And so I just tried to make myself look better, and it wasn't just for looks. I was trying to be healthy, trying to be healthier. Um, I started going to the gym with my brother-in-law and working out there, and that's when things kind of took off. I was in much better shape and started doing a lot more strenuous type work. But that's going to be for our next chapter. I'm going to go into the high school years, and I will cover, turning 18, um, going through high school, and then finishing high school, and kind of right after. So the next chapter will be the high school years, and I'm going to hit on that in a bit. And yeah, so I'm going to wrap this video up. I thank you all for watching so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. All of your support, all of your likes, and all of your subscriptions, they help. They support the channel, and I truly appreciate your support. And I will be back very soon with another chapter of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Thank you, and I will see you very soon.